This podcast is sponsored by Intentional Living magazine, your ultimate guide created to help infuse purpose and passion into your everyday life. From expert features that provide valuable insights to thought-provoking content that sparks transformation, this magazine, an online platform, is a perfect source of inspiration for all of those of us who truly believe in the power of intentional choices.
So we are sharing this series of podcasts over the next 5 weeks.
Yeah.
5 weeks for the incredible women that we have working with us at the moment that are here to pioneer change in this world. We are launching our new group. So if you are here to make changes in this world and you want to supercharge well-being and bring high performance and provide clarity and abundance through the work that you already do, then this is the first of its kind in human design. It provides you with clear pillars to support you and your clients like nothing else out there. So please listen to this podcast of one of our incredible ladies. And if you've got any questions, then please reach out. Anything else for you, Claire?
No, Space and Freedom by Design accreditation. Listen to what our students and our great friends and clients have to say, and it's their journey, all coming from different backgrounds, different gifts, different talents, and they're absolutely amazing, aren't they?
They blooming are.
So have a listen.
See what you think. Hello again, you beautiful creature.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm all right.
I'm really excited today because we've got with us
Another one.
We've got so many names for this belter. The Human Spliff.
Yeah.
We'll get to She's also the Soul Whisperer.
Yes.
From Gifted Wisdom. We have got with us the beautiful Dawn Tracy Monks.
Hello.
Hello.
So excited.
How are you, beautiful
You're that
woman?
excited, you just punched your mic.
So excited. I'm so excited to be with you two powerhouses.
Welcome to the fold, my love. You're like part of the furniture, really, isn't she?
Yeah, she's beautiful.
She's very changey part of the furniture.
Yeah. And you look gorgeous. Always.
you.
You look very beautiful today.
Thank you.
You are joy.
So,
Thank you.
I don't know where to start with our Dawn. Where should we start on her self-development journey? And well, she's known you for
I've known Dawn
million
for 14 million years.
Yeah, for about 14 trillion. Probably.
14 trillion years in another
life,
timeline.
Yeah.
past life.
In another paradigm. Seriously, we've known each other for probably 40 years.
Yeah.
Is it?
I would
I
say,
didn't know
yeah.
it's that.
40 years. I know I only look 28 and Dawn's only 32, but it's about 40 years. Yeah. I used to work with Dawn's
In
sister.
the airport, wasn't it?
When I worked at the airport, yeah. And so we've known each other for a long time, but you came back into our life, my life, how long ago?
2022.
Oh, all the twos.
2022, yeah.
Hit us with it. Talk us through that journey.
Gosh, yeah. So I saw you on Facebook advertising your membership, your paid membership, and because I knew you and I trusted you, because I had big issues with trust, because I've been let down a lot, I was actually umming and ahhing about investing in £45 a month. When I look back now, I can't actually believe I actually ummed and ahed about investing in £45 a month on me.
Yeah.
Because I would spend it on everybody else, but not on me. That that completely changed my life. I joined in the January, and I worked with Jules at first. I'll tell you the story when I met Claire. So I worked with you, Jules, didn't I? And you worked really, really hard with me, because I was just thought, being the first in work, last out of work, working through my lunch hour, working hard for my money was the norm. I just thought it was just normal. And I was so tired. And It was the best thing I ever did. By the May, you helped me have strengthen my wings so I could fly. You helped me. And I'd gone for promotion. And by this time I knew Claire, because Claire was working in the membership with you. And I joined Claire's 14-day meditation, which is another game changer. Absolutely. I was doing my meditation in the car park before waiting to work, because I made a deal with Jules that I would be the last in work, first out. And
Rebel.
And all of this, work didn't expect it from me. I expected it from me. Work didn't say you have to be the first in. They didn't. It was me, because I wanted to prove that I was good enough and to prove my worth, and I wanted to be valued. And so in the May, I went for promotion, and you were both absolutely fantastic. Do this. You were coaching me and everything. You're just absolute powerhouses, the pair of you. It just completely helped me change my life. And so I went for this promotion that I'd been doing this role for quite a few months, and I didn't get it. And it was the best thing that ever happened to me.
What a gift. Just tell the listeners and those watching, because you've not actually touched on what you were doing.
Oh,
because you're actually a qualified
teacher. Yeah.
And you were working in a college.
Yeah, sorry. I was working with 14 plus, because I work with home educated, 14 plus as well, but I worked with 16 plus in a sixth form college. I worked with teenagers. I also did a lot of pastoral work, very much in safeguarding, helping them with the, literally one-to-one. I was working with social workers, police, all outside agencies, but I was also a personal tutor. I helped a lot of them go off to uni. They'd start coming in on a level 1, and they'd be 4 years later, they'd be going off to uni. I'd be helping them going off to uni. If they wanted to go to uni, they didn't always want to go. So yeah, I was doing all that. I did really love my job. I thought it was just normal to work
that
60
much.
hours a week. Yeah. And it was normal to go home and work at home. I was never asked to do that. I did it. I just thought it was normal. So I had the strength. So when I didn't get that job, and I spoke to my husband, who's absolutely amazing, he said, and then Jill said, just walk away. So I did. And my husband.
I literally just meant metaphysically, metaphorically, just walk away, just leave it behind, it's okay. And then the next thing, I've resigned. I was like, okay.
Literally, it was like, I thanked them for my freedom. And yeah, I did, I was just so grateful because I was strong enough. If I hadn't joined the membership, I would have still been there now. I'd have not got the job and then just been doing the job I was doing. And my life has just totally changed. And then continued to work together, didn't we?
Yeah.
And we had a few one-to-ones, didn't we? And I was going to make journals, wasn't I?
That was the starting
point. And I retired early. So I was going to make journals. And then Jules said, you're going to have to make about 850 a week to make money.
And work 7,000 hours a day.
Do you really want to do that?
No.
So then, yeah, we continued to work together. And then you said to me, why don't you be a belief coder? I think you'd be a really good belief coder. So because I trusted you and I'd known you for so long, I signed up. I didn't even watch Jess's masterclass or anything. Then 6 weeks later, I was accredited.
Not like a true generator.
That's a true generator, yeah. True generator, yeah. 60
Lit
energy.
up and straight in there.
Straight in there. I'll try it.
Yeah.
Fly by the seat of your pants kind of girl.
Yeah.
And then I did my, I got accredited, and then I've just flown since then. And then in the the year after, wasn't it? 2023, I joined the membership for the second year, and you started the human design.
Yep.
And you'd done the human design diploma, and you said, it's a good base knowledge. So I did the diploma, didn't I?
Yeah.
And then you started teaching each month human design, and it's just a total game changer. Human design. Yeah. It's like a permission slip, a passport, or a rite of passage to be able to be yourself. And because I, with my business, I help. You're probably going to ask me this question anyway, aren't you?
Just crack on. Look.
Yeah, go on.
We're just chilling.
Me being a responder, I was in my human design. Yeah. I was always pushing, even in my whole career, really, when I look back, I was pushing and pushing and pushing instead of being a responder. So now I've just, with all our embodiment, oh my word, that's another thing, embodiment, we've got all tingly, human design and everything else. I've realised now that I just sit back and I just wait, like, for the universe. And when I look back now, the clients that I've had and I have always say they were drawn to me or they were called to me. One of my clients said she dreamt about me twice the night before we had our session. So that's the way I roll now, because I am a responder. So I just respond.
No hustle.
No hustle pushing at all.
So we had the same conversation, didn't we, with Denise? Mm-hmm. And that is a big learning curve. And
very much so.
And when
it's huge, because there will be people listening to this and thinking, what do you mean by a responder? So we can explain what that means. And it's about, as generators, me and you, and manifesting generators, we need to respond. Our strategy is to respond to life and signs that we might see outside. So it's not that we don't take action, but we'll respond to the day or to what comes in and what feels good, and feel it is lighting us up. So if it feels good in the body in our sacral, and then we'll respond to that. Yeah,
and I've learned a lot
instead of pushing, because we've been conditioned in the education system, in corporate, of you've got to do, go, like tick everything off that list. But there's times that we feel like we're wading through treacle, and that's not how it should be. It needs to be able to flow.
Yeah. And I want to be able to work, go back into the education sector and with even professionals, not just, heads of education or teachers or young people, anyone in sort of like in the professional sector as well, or corporate, because I just think with human design, if you had a classroom, and when I look back at my teaching now, I mean, I was really empathetic, and because I did have a pastoral background, I used to say, "How's your weekend been? How was your night last night?" But some teachers are coming straight from a classroom. They've just been given a deadline that they've got to meet 3 days previous, and they're walking into the classroom and they're absolutely stressed out. You've got the young people that, you've got 16-year-olds there that have maybe had a hard time. They a bad weekend or something's happened, and then you've immediately got that clash in the classroom. You've also got, a young person in there that may be a manifestor that doesn't like being told what to do. And then you've got the generators like you and I, like Duracell bunnies, who get bored after so long because they need to be doing things all the time. And so and then obviously you've got projectors who are waiting for an invitation to answer questions. And so me looking from a teacher's perspective, I think if they knew that, and because you have different learning styles. Yeah, you have kinesthetic, you have audio, visual, there's different learning styles that we had to work with. If you knew everybody's in your classroom, but not just that, the teachers.
Yeah, oh my God,
that staff room.
Seriously, it's one of our biggest desires, and we're so excited about you taking Space and Freedom by Design into
Gifted Wisdom by Design.
Yeah. It's going to be Gifted Wisdom by Design. Sorry. But you're learning Space and Freedom by Design now. She's having a say.
Sorry, I'm having a moment.
You sit there quiet. I'm only messing. No, so taking it into the education system, because I just think, well,
So
we
important.
know
For
that there's so many.
parents, though,
All of it.
parents of the children, of the young people that go into school. So the parents can work, as a family, work with the teachers
And understand the family relationship.
And we've got someone else that's going to talk about family relationships, but just to spearhead that, pioneer change in the education system. And we know that in well-being and the business world, that we are sometimes lone voices, because when you pioneer change, you can be looked as troublemakers, disruptors, like conspiracy theorists, all of the rest of it. But actually, we're here to make change in this world. We're here to pioneer change. And if it wasn't for people like you, Dawn, we would be carrying on.
It's my Gate 49 revolution, isn't it? I think it's Gate 49. Yeah. And I'm going to start a revolution, girls.
You've started it. You've started one. So so thank you for that. And we can't wait for that. And it's something that really needs to be starting now.
And the funny thing is, I had to go to my son's school a couple of weeks ago and speak to his year head, because she'd noticed that he'd lost enthusiasm in his subjects, and he's about to do his GCSEs and he's in them now. So she called me in, good of her to do that, and we had a really good conversation around Josh and his enthusiasm, and she was asking him a lot of questions, and he basically said to me, Mum, there's just some subjects I'm not interested in. And I'm like, okay. I get it. So he's going to focus most of his energy on the subjects that he loves. So I asked the year head if she knew what Myers-Briggs was, because I thought, surely you'll know what Myers-Briggs personality profiling is, and initiate a human design. She didn't know either of them. And I was really surprised, because I've been a Myers-Briggs practitioner for like 20 years, I think now. And a lot of businesses use it. And obviously human design is even deeper than that. And there's no quiz with human design. It's based on the date you were born, the location you were born, and the time you were born. So it's not like a quiz where you have to answer different questions, and it could be a different type at the end, depending on what mood you're in. Your design is your design. And then obviously there's conditioning around that, and we can work with that. But I was like, wow, this you don't even know.
I want to go in and do staff development. Yeah, definitely. Go in there and
But
work
she was
with the
fascinated by what
they
it
have
was.
CPD every week. They have a CPD. Basically, it's normally for an hour or 2 hours a week, where they have to have
education.
Yeah.
So human design masterclasses.
Yeah.
Or human design for leadership, human design for education, and that's definitely where you're.
Absolutely.
Because you've got that experience.
But I've also had that experience of reaching out to teachers, and there's a lot of fear.
Been there.
Massive amount of fear.
So because I had that fear, what if they find out? What if they find out that I've got a coach, working with a coach? They think I won't be able to cope.
Yeah.
They think I can't cope. All this, because I've been that person, and so I want to now. Well, I am doing in September. I'm going to start a membership, because I know that they need to have that know, like, and trust, like I did.
Yeah,
they need to have that know, like, and trust, that nurturing, but also that radical self-care as well, because that's the coaching I got from you two beautiful ladies, and that is the only way to go. It's with love, it's with care, compassion, and everything, because it's you're helping us to help ourselves.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's all about, if you don't go ahead and do things well, that's your lookout, isn't it? Whereas I was very much an A-star student once.
Yeah.
Bloody hell, weren't you just? Aren't you just?
I've done it. Tick, tick, tick. I'm on it. Yeah. But that's because it brings you joy and it lights you up.
Yeah. Yeah. And I would want, basically, it's anyone who is aligned to me, who I want to work with. I do want to work with those in the education sector, because that's where my passion lies. But they need to be aligned.
I was going to say, can I just ask you a couple of questions? Because a bit like with the Life Reading Method, and we're talking to people about looking after their bodies and taking responsibility for their health, and knowing that it's not the doctor's responsibility. Some people just don't want to hear that. And I think your experience as well of launching your services to the educators of the world, we touched on it earlier, the fear piece.
Very much
the fear piece. And it's almost like, I know you said that no one made you do the work and stay late and start early, but there is this acceptance that when teachers enter that profession, that's kind of a given.
It's like an expectation, isn't it? Like an unknown.
Absolutely, and they
like
were
a not said thing, but it's there.
It's for the young people.
You're doing it for the children.
So
if you've got kids that are coming from a vulnerable background or not, and you don't do all of the things, it's them that are going to suffer.
And because you have that passion and you're caring and you're kind and everything else, you're doing it for the children, not for the system.
Yeah,
you are actually, and that's the.
I have teachers in my family, and I've shared your stuff with them, and they go, "God, that's brilliant," but they'll never do it. They all talk a good game,
absolutely,
but they won't do it. They talk about well-being, but it is just a buzzword. There's no time to deliver it.
No.
So, what message would you give to the teachers out there that are listening or watching, the head teachers that are out there listening or watching, the commissioners of local authorities that are buying in training courses to tick boxes? What message would you give them?
I've gone all tingly.
This is your moment.
This is your perfect
I'm not being funny.
moment.
Me Martin McCutcheon's broken out.
I would say that I've been there. I've been that teacher. I've worked with heads. I've worked with corporate, and I've walked the walks and I've talked the talk and everything. And this is a game changer. It's an absolute game changer. And even if they, you can imagine a team of like educators knowing their human design, relationships with each other, literally in a staff room. The staff room would be amazing, and the relationship between the teachers and the young people, and it would just be absolutely amazing. I mean, because they just understand. They just understand they know the children, they know the young people in the classroom. But it doesn't just go for sixth form; it goes for primary. It goes to all the way through education, because it's that, this person's, not very well behaved. Well, it might be that they might be a manifestor and don't like being told what to do, and it's not that they're not very well behaved. It's just that they don't like being told what to do. They're actual leaders themselves, aren't they?
Here to initiate them.
Initiators.
So the leaders that are commissioning these services, or some services, they will be there to reach metrics, right?
Absolutely.
They'll be there to reach metrics.
Lots of tick boxes and things.
We know that in the corporate world, investing in your well-being of the staff reaps a 25% return on bottom line.
So.
But in terms of the education system, watching the way that you've changed, it's obviously going to change morale. It changes passion, reigniting that passion.
It changes boundaries.
How does it change the tick boxes for them? So what benefits is right? Okay, so that's so tell them about that.
Results, because results and retention and attendance. Because if that teacher's got that relationship with the young people, they'll come in. And, if the parents, if they had that relationship, they'd be even more supportive with their family, the children, and with the teachers. And it's a ripple effect. It's a total ripple effect, because they would have that knowledge of the young people in the classroom, and they'd have that. But it's results as well, because they'll have that positive relationship, and they'll want to do well, and they'll also understand that, like with Josh, it's okay not to like a certain subject, and it's so I mean, me being the 3 energy, we fail forward, don't we? And we try things, and if it doesn't work out, we just move on to the next. Well, that's like subjects at school, with I couldn't stand certain subjects, but I had to do it. Well, I shouldn't have had to do it.
And how draining was that?
Yeah.
So draining.
so hard.
Very much so. So we were fighting most of the time. So knowing their profile, you can imagine it, the young people knowing the profile, it's like, I think they'd love it. I think they would love it if they knew and be able to embody their human design.
Could you see how you could deliver, or you will deliver, what it is you want to deliver into the education system and still allow them to meet the curriculum?
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's what they want to know.
Absolutely.
Because it's not about well-being, it is about performance as well.
Well,
Isn't
they'll
it?
know how they're going to perform though, won't they?
Because
if they knew that
the nature and then it's the nature, isn't it? And the trust
and it
is
should
built.
be like it, because we have like when I was working at college, I was a personal tutor as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a tutorial session which is an hour a week, and they could do human design in that. They could literally cover human design.
Even just celebrating their individuality and knowing it's okay.
Yeah.
It's like permission slip, isn't it?
And there is funding for wellbeing.
Okay.
Yeah.
For health and wellbeing, there is funding for that.
So educators, listen in.
Yeah.
This woman is here to spearhead and pioneer change. And if you are brave enough to make a change in the society in which we live that desperately needs it, how can they get hold of you, Dawn?
You can get hold of me at Gifted Wisdom. I have a Facebook page, Gifted Wisdom. I also have a website, which is www.giftedwisdom.co.uk. And I am your soul whisperer. And I also have other modalities as well. Mm-hmm. I do belief coding, group belief coding, but human design, and they both go together so well.
They do.
I've done human design sessions, just basic sessions, and they've led into belief coding sessions just naturally. Also, I have my own one-to-one coaching calls, and also I have bespoke as well. So I can bespoke a program. I can bespoke or tailor make a course, because I'm a teacher. I'm used to writing materials, so I have the resources. So I am fluid. So anybody who wanted to have their own bespoke course, I can put that together, absolutely no problem, because I have a creative.
And she'd put it together in about 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
She'd say, give me a bang, because you love it. It's a joy.
Yeah,
exactly.
absolute joy. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
love it. And you're on TikTok as well.
I'm on TikTok. Yeah. And because you two beauts call me the human spliff, even though I've never had a spliff ever in my whole life, or smoked.
You don't
Let
need
me just
to.
say, the reason that we call her a human spliff is because she is like a cosmic traveller. Psychic, medium.
I am psychic,
Yeah.
More now.
Literally. She's
very,
just opened
so
up.
open. And
Go on, you tell them.
Me and Dawn have had loads of conversations when we've done certain meditations, and we've been everywhere, and we've been with aliens, and we've been
Trees.
Frogs, trees, elephants' feet.
I stay in Congleton the whole time.
So the voice, if anyone listens to mine and Dawn's voice notes of where we've been, it's you hear them. So and
that's why I called her the
we're
human
generators,
spliff.
aren't we? We're very much alike,
and it's I just love it. But again, it's just that open-mindedness. Whether we have actually travelled somewhere, whether we have actually met someone, we don't know. It's in our subconscious, and whether it is or not, it helps us to develop and move forward in our lives. We love the human spliff. And that's what you called on TikTok, aren't you?
Human spliff, the human spliff on TikTok, yeah.
Dawn, anyone that's out there thinking about how they could use human design, how to learn it, who to choose, what would you say to them about our version of things?
Okay, right. So I've done my diploma.
Tick.
And that was great. Tick. I did the first year each month for 12 months in your membership.
Yeah.
Tick. Brilliant. This one is on a whole new level.
Tell them about walking.
Absolute whole new level. So this one is in depth. What we do is we meet every 2 weeks, and obviously online live. We love it, and it's not all serious. We have a laugh as well, don't we? And we have an absolute ball. We look forward to it. It's amazing, and we're on module. Is it 12 next now?
Who knows?
Anyway, so we go through a module. Sometimes we might do 2 1 week or 1, depending on how big it is. And then in our own time, we do an assessment. So you need to. It's very thorough. It's and I'm a teacher, so and it's an absolutely brilliant program. And so we have assessments that before we can move on to like do the next one, we have assessments, don't we? And so that's absolutely amazing. It's so thorough, honestly. And they're so crafty as well, because when they ask you a question, they'll give you a blank chart. So you need to know what the actual, type of the person is in before you can answer the question. And I'm there giggling, thinking, crafty Clara. But do you know what?
She did
because
say all your buggers.
But because I'm a teacher, I was well impressed, because, that's how it
Test
should be.
and the learning.
That's how it should be. So then we don't only do that. We're having persons like this as well. Podcasts, and we're having a gorgeous couple of days, aren't we, together as well?
Yeah.
But we also embody. Now, Claire, such a gorgeous soul.
Oh my gosh,
Claire is our yoga meditation absolute queen, and we've been embodying, oh my word, our human design. So we've been going through the senses. So we started off at the root. I must admit, that's actually my favourite.
That was my favourite as well,
There's a few.
Absolute favourite. And so at first I couldn't feel the clay when you were talking about, like, but then after the second one, I was like feeling like I was like, I can feel the clay. And everyone will think, what's she going on about now, won't they?
Yeah.
But
have
it's
to go
all
on the
about
programme,
embodiment, and it's red, isn't it, the root? Yeah. And so she talks us through the meditation and everything, and we did a bit of yoga with that as well, didn't we? The root,
yeah,
bit of yoga, basic yoga movement, and we also had journaled, and so only 2 of the questions I wasn't embodying, so that makes you aware that I'm not doing this. So one of them was running out of time, feeling like I was running out of time, and thinking, at the time I'm thinking, I am nearly 60. But it didn't mean that. It meant that if someone finishes something, I feel like, I've got to do it. And I've really, that's gone. I don't have that feeling anymore. And so, and then another one was managing my time. I'd spend all day like doing nothing. And I realised now that I shouldn't be working that day because I'm not in the right energy.
Yeah.
Whereas I'd beat myself up thinking, what have you been doing all day? Other days.
I should do this. I should do that.
Well, I used to should all over the place. I don't do any of that now. Should here, should there. Should everywhere.
We ban shoulds, don't
Should
we?
goes to room 101.
Yeah.
Shoulds and obligations go.
Yeah, so then with that, so I worked on managing my time. That's all sorted. And then I went out for, I do walking tours with Dawn. So I go live and do walking tours with Dawn. And I just felt like, I felt like I was giant. Seriously. I'm not on my life. I felt like I was a giant. And I still feel like that now. I still feel really tall. And when I was literally stood next, I was giving John, we do have cuddles and that. We stood up and we were in front of that long mirror in my bedroom. And we're the same height. I was height and I'm taller than him. I was actually taller than him. So he's either shrunk or I've grown. But literally about 4 inches. I'm not joking you. I said, John, look in the mirror. I said, I'm taller than you. And we're both 5'8".
Yeah.
I've not measured myself yet. But honestly, and so much so that I don't know if it's that same day or the next day, I was actually looking at my hands and my arms like I was present.
Yeah.
Literally, I wasn't outside my body. I was literally present in the moment, and that was after the root.
Yeah.
That was just the root. That was the first one.
Yeah.
She's like our Scouse Yoda, isn't she?
The root's all about grounding though, isn't it? And really getting into like pulling ourselves out of our head and down into the body, because that's the first centre we start with. And I know, like, you were putting messages in there, like, I think I've grown. I'm taller. So we're all like, she's off. Here she is.
Here she is.
Doing these brilliant videos. But it's so lovely that we share nuggets of
our group's amazing.
Like, there's obviously there's dark bits and because there's always those shadow bits of work, the shadow work that we have to do, and then there's the funny moments, and then there's the women in there are just so supportive and so lovely, and the fact that we can just be ourselves. Yeah, and we can be Fruit Loops, as like what Denise says, and it's like there's no judgment. Those dark bits,
we do have the shadows, don't we? And we have, but we're all there as a collective together, aren't we? It's just beautiful.
Yeah,
And the sacral, that was the orange sacral, yeah. The sacral was like really, I love the water bit, and you had the sunlight on your skin and the horizon. That was just beautiful, the sacral. I really enjoyed the sacral. The solar plexus, that was yellow, isn't it? Solar plexus, I've probably done about 5-6 of them up to now, solar plexus. But I did actually message you saying I've gone all faint because you said about the breathing, didn't you? But I haven't since the first one. So
because it's your body getting used to energy.
Yeah. So so the solar plexus, so we're up
and then we're just
onto the spleen, can't we?
Tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. But that's just, honestly, you go through all the centres in the body.
Yeah.
So by
the chakra centres.
Wait till I get to my head.
Oh, Christ on a bike. Jeez. Hold on tight, Will. She's coming. I'll
be in those schools. Marching in.
Dawn, you're an absolute... 16, the angels are with us. Dawn, you're an absolute powerhouse. Honest to God, it has been such a pleasure to watch the transformation of you from where you were planning on making 4,672 journals a day to earn £3.50 before you went up the
I still
chimney
make my jewellery, but I only make it like to make myself rest and to obviously take
a
care of myself.
piece.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But you have just stepped into your own brilliance, and we celebrate that. You bring us so much joy and laughter and honesty. And what we've really loved is that rather than being a human designer or a belief coder, that you are actually the soul whisperer, and you are stepping into your own stuff and bringing...
And I have everything
Dawn.
Comes with it. Yeah, it's me.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's
me. It's Dawn. And so... if you're listening, if you're in the education sector, if you are here to pioneer change in the world and you're brave enough to bring the human spliff along for the ride, then we honestly encourage you to get in contact with Dawn.
And all of the information will be in the show notes.
And can I just say that it's never too late?
Never too late. Never too late.
It's never too late.
I just feel like my life is just, since 2022, it's just transformed completely, hasn't it?
Completely.
Look at the journey I've been on. 3 festivals last year. Broke both my arms and still went to the festivals.
She did swear.
But you're a 3-6, so you're being the role model. You've become
she's
the role model.
She is the role model. She is absolutely the role model. And you know what? I would be more than happy for you to be the role model to any of my children.
Oh, thank you.
So, and you know what? I wished I'd had a teacher like you.
Thank you. Oh, thank you.
So thank you, Dawn. It's love and light from me.
And it's ta-ra from me.
And it's love and light from the human split.